What's up, YouTube family and fight fans? And we're back at it with another edition of Round 1 Sports Talk. Well, there was a lot of big fights last night. We're going to be covering all of them. I was all over the place. We had Sonny Edwards and Bam Rodriguez. Chris Colbert fought last night. He shot the rematch. Let's talk about how he did in that fight. David Morrell also fought last night. And one of the biggest fights, an interesting fight, MJ fought. You know who he is. We're going to be breaking down all those fights and more. So, if you like the videos, give the videos a like. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And please share the videos. Like always, let's get right into this video. A big fight last night. He wanted to stay busy. He got a good opponent, an African opponent. They fought at, he came in and weighed in at 167 for the 168-pound weight division. He scored an impressive second round knockout where he just, listen, he hit that dude with the uppercut. He was out on his feet. The last few punches were just to close up the fight. Many times in boxing, in fact, a lot of fighters criticize referees for stopping the fight early. And you ever hear that expression, I want to go out on my shield? Well, this is what happens when the referee chooses to step back and go, you know what? Go out on your shield. And we're going to be talking about that more later in this video about going out on your shield type shit and where your corner should step in. If the referee's not helping you, then your corner has a white towel. And it's their responsibility to protect their fighter, and they should protect you. So, David Morrell pulls off an impressive victory. In a good world, man, David Morrell and David Benavidez, is it me? Or do they look like the same? They're mirror images of themselves. Slightly different, yes, but they are really, really similar. If you put those two men in the ring, we are going to have ourselves a fight. That will be an amazing fight because those are two men that neither man wants to take a step backwards. And they both got that same smile and grin. They both act like they know a secret inside of the ring that no one else knows. Both of them. They both hit hard and they're both strong, both equally great in size. That would be an amazing fight right there. Where David Morrell goes from here, we'll see. We know that David Benavidez has been chasing Canelo Alvarez for quite some time, so I don't think he's going to look backwards anymore. He's been doing it in his last few fights, fighting the people that Canelo Alvarez has fought, getting interim titles. What more can he do? He took big fights to stay busy, to keep himself in the fight fans' eyes and memory. Oh, he's still here and he's still campaigning for a fight against Canelo Alvarez. Let's see what happens with that. So we had Chris Colbert fight last night. He shot the rematch against Jose Valenzuela. Now, let me tell you something about this right here real quick. If you didn't know or didn't see the first fight, Chris Colbert lost that fight, in my opinion. And a lot of people's fight fans, and that's the reason why you don't leave the fight up to the judges. Jose Valenzuela dropped Chris Colbert in the first fight and lost the fight mysteriously, right? In this fight right here, Jose Valenzuela said, I am not going to leave it up to the judges. We're not going to need the judges tonight. Don't worry, judges. Take a break. I got this. I'll take it from here. And listen, Chris Colbert reminds me, right? I'm a I play different sports. He reminds me of that dude on the basketball court that wants to look like Jordan. He does. He got the crossover. He's jumping up, putting it behind his back, swinging from back to forth like this. And when he gets up to the ring, air ball, miss, break. He wants to look good. He rather looks good than take care of business and score. That's what kind of athlete Chris Colbert reminds me of. That he's too In his head, he's too worried about what his hair is looking like, his pants, what the crowd is doing. He's like, he wants to be a performer. Look, decide what you want to be, my man. You got to work on your killer instinct. And he looked like he was appalled that Jose Valenzuela was fighting him. That anybody would fight him back. Don't you know who I am? I'm Chris Colbert. That's what kind of vibe I get from him. Bernal Hopkins said it best. Boxing will call your bluff. It will. You know, and I think boxing called Chris Colbert's bluff last night. And he got brutally knocked out in the 6th round, where that Jose swung with the left. He missed him with the punch he wanted to hit him with. He missed him with that. And it was so easy. Chris Colbert went up against the rope. He did it to himself. He stood straight up with his hands down like this. Just like that. And he just saw the opening and he just happened to throw it. He said, oh, what? Boom, hold that. And he knocked him out cold. He was not, you could have counted to 100. He wasn't getting up. And that was impressive. That boxing event was sanctioned by the WBA. It was also a title eliminator to fight as well. So he scored a 6th round impressive knockout. Now also who fought last night was Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny Edwards. Now that was a unification fight. It was a big fight in the 112-pound weight division. Sonny Edwards was undefeated. You know, Rodriguez had one of the belts. Sonny had, so everything was on the line. They wanted to see who was the best. You know, and hats off for Sonny Edwards for taking on a fight like this. You know, and putting his O on the line and daring to be great. He showed grit in the fight. You know, Sonny, man. He got skills. He just doesn't have enough pop to his punch, you know, to really stop Rodriguez in his tracks. Man, when I think about this, Rodriguez came into this fight. He had a 7-inch arm reach advantage. 7 inches, bro. And it looked like, you know, they were going back and forth, but Rodriguez was controlling the fight a little bit better. Just a little bit better. And he was doing just that much more to win the rounds. And hats off for Sonny. He fought a great fight. For the first time in his career, he was dropped. Corner threw in the towel in the 10th round. And they decided to protect their fighter. They decided that their fighter took enough damage. He did what he was going to do. And they said, we're going to live to see another day. He doesn't have to take any more punishment. You know, we can see that at this point. And that's a very good corner. They love their fighter. They're looking out for their fighter. And they know their fighter can be a champion in the future. So they called it quits. Congratulations. Now, coming into another fight that happened last night, MJ Akmadalia, he fought last night. You know the name. The guy that lost to Tapales. Where Tapales and Naoya Inoue are coming into a big mega showdown December 26th. So MJ fights last night against Kevin Gonzalez. Now, if I were to take both these gentlemen's records, right, and hide them behind my back, and I have you watch the fight without you knowing whose record was who, and I asked you, tell me what guy is coming into this fight with 26 fights, 1 draw, 13 knockouts, and who's coming into this fight with 11 fights, 1 loss, and 8 knockouts. And after watching the fight, I want you to tell me whose record's who. Right? It would have looked like MJ's record was 26 fights, 1-13. And the kid, Kevin Gonzalez, he looked like he was the fighter with the 11-1-8 record. It goes to show you that in that fight, MJ looked like the more experienced fighter. He looked like the former champion. You know, the kid had a lot of nervous energy in the first round. He gave MJ everything he needed. He came out. He shot his hardest punches. He went fast off the gate. He showed him his jab. He gave MJ everything, all the information he needed. From there on in, MJ controlled the fight. MJ controlled the fight. Now, the result in this fight, in the 8th round, the kid, by the time he got into the 8th round, 6th, 7th round, MJ was just picking him apart. He was hitting him with shots he shouldn't have been getting hit with. By the 3rd round, the kid's technique and his posture already started to deteriorate. He started to lean forward. And when he started the fight, he was just leaning just slightly, but his chin was tucked away, right? By the 3rd round, he was already leaning forward. I knew there that he had an adrenaline dump. The moment was a little too much for him. He was like, I want to beat MJ. I've been there. I've seen that before. The experience level showed itself. MJ was a much more composed, calm. He was calculated, and he knew. He was just letting the kid, boom, boom, get off what he was going to get off, and MJ picked him apart like a real former champion. That event was also held by the WBA. It was in a title eliminator, so the winner out of them two is going to be probably more than likely the next person up to fight the winner out of Naoya Inoue and Marlon Tapales. So, the Japanese superstar, shall he be successful December 26th, my Christmas, it looks like MJ is going to be the #1 contender, and he could successfully put up a title defense against MJ. That's why it's important to keep a track of what's going on. MJ already shot a fight. He already put his hat back in line, so I believe he'll be the next one for the winner of Naoya and Marlon Tapales. So, it was a great night in boxing. A lot of questions were answered. Sonny Edwards and Bam Rodriguez, we found out who the best at 112. David Morrell, where does he go from here? What's the next big fight for that man? He's a beast. He is a beast. I'm a fan. And Chris Colbert, he's got a lot of searching right now. He might want to stay off social media because they going to make so many memes from that boy. So, this is the price that you pay in boxing. You have to make a decision. Do you want to look good for the people, say the right things? Are you more focused on the way you're to the ring, a brick? You know what I'm saying? Look, that's how I feel. That's how I feel, and that's how I see it. He's a good fighter. He has skills. Back to the drawing board. There has been champions that have lost in their careers before, rebounding it, and have successful title runs, in multiple divisions too. So this is just a learning curve. He's got to get it back together and really get that eye of the tiger, I believe, and stay focused on the fighting. Leave the crowd and all the viewer, all that shit. Turn that shit off, bro. That's my opinion. So look, fight fans, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, share the videos, and like always, I'll be on to the next video after this video. Peace.